The first time I agree with the previously, and it's reminding us of this episode. She's going to say that more than enough times during this episode. We don't need it in the previously too. Bullshit! He is just as vulnerable to electric as any human.
Deadly to humans, maybe.
Why clarify you're an alien? Why not let them think you're still a human? Why is Mr. Green getting electrocuted? That's kind of stupid. I'll give the unskinned one benefit here, but Mr. Green has nothing to hurt him. Why the hell are they all getting affected? This is really stupid. I mean, even if the devices around the necks are networked, it wouldn't be a way that would transfer electrical attacks between them. That is really stupid design, and the Slytherin should not be using them. Also, now I think about it, what about the ones that are still in disguise out in the world? Surely they're having all this electrical gizmo going on, and surely that's completely blowing their cover. That's right, girls, just leave Indra, who might just be unconscious, to certain doom. Also, if they were just going to leave Indra, why didn't they just go around the table and escape that way? They had an escape route still. Not only did the Slytherin not need moving at all, but Mickey could have just prodded him with the chair. There was no need to break that chair. Also, there is no need for Mickey in this scene. Or in this episode. Same goes for Jackie. Yes, there's a great big killer alien that's temporarily immobilized with no explanation that could start attacking any second. Rather than escaping, let's take a picture of it! Why are they listening to him again? So you leave Indra, a possibly alive innocent person behind, but some paperwork that you've read and know to be useless, that's worth risking your life over. The difference in appearance between the CGI Slytherin and costume Slytherin is ridiculous. Just in time for when they got the suit reinstated. Perfect.
I think they're all dead.
Think?
He did it! That man there! I think you'll find the Prime Minister is an alien in disguise.
At least the Doctors make some sense despite still being far-fetched. I mean, if it was Mr. Green's story, why would the Doctor go and get the guards? Why would the Doctor leave the Prime Minister of all people alive? So many plot holes.
Under the jurisdiction of the emergency protocols, I authorize you to execute this man!
BANG! The Doctor's dead. No guards would not have shot him yet.
Between you and me, little word of advice. Don't stand him against the lid.
Those are the worst security guards authorized to shoot people ever. What convenient timing. Rose chooses the worst hiding place in the room, whilst Harriet chooses the second most cliched place in the room. Revenge of the Fart.
I need to be naked.
I'm sorry, what?
I need to be naked. It is magnificent.
Is this Doctor Who or bad gay porn?
Your body is magnificent.
And as if that didn't sound perverted enough, let's consider the fact that they're related! I wonder what she would do if Rose just jumped up and said, "Hi, I'm here!" Hiding behind the curtains. The most cliched hiding place in the room. Yet again, convenient timing. Brothers. You're telling me that it's not just fat related, it's brothers that are encouraging each other to show off their magnificent bodies. Also, seeing as how they insist on ramming the fact they're naked down our throats, and I really can't believe I'm saying this, If they're naked, where are their genitals?
Adrenaline, fresh enough to bend before she snaps.
There's three of them. They'll just split up and kill you at the same time. Assuming that the doctor doesn't randomly come in for convenient timing, that would only save Rose for about, I don't know, 2 seconds? Really? Convenient timing again? Right, that's it. Double cloisters. Considering the incredible knack for convenient timing in this episode, they really don't have a concept of timing when it comes to the introductions. Instructions for aliens would be instructions for aliens, not instructions for an alien attack. Also, having read the emergency protocols, you know they're useless, so shut up about them.
One more move and my sonic device will triplicate the flammability of this alcohol. Woof, we all go up.
Triplicating the flammability of the alcohol wouldn't do anything unless you had some sort of spark or lighter or something.
What's the plan?
But he's got a northern accent. Lots of
Why would everyone focus on the accent?
Why would we invade this godforsaken rock?
Godforsaken? Does that mean that the Thalene have a god? Is it one of our gods? Is it maybe a different god? Who knows? So many questions by that one word.
Then you're out to make a profit. How can you do that?
A whole universe of motivations, and this is the second time in 4 stories that money is the motivation. I'm going to start cloistering when money is the motivation from now on.
You're making it up.
Why call his bluff? Why not just attack the second that you figure it out and kill him before he has a chance to stop you?
Don't you think we should run?
Probably, but if the Thalene actually wanted to kill you, you'd be dead by now.
1730 was occupied by a Mr. Chicken.
That's actually quite funny because in 1730, the 10 Downing Street was known as the Cockpit Lodgings because it was attached to a house that was known for having cockfights. Remembered one cloister for that.
1796, this was the cabinet room. If the cabinet
And 1796 was the year the cabinet room finished construction.
installed in 1991, 3 inches of steel lining every single.
In 1991, there were actually attacks that warranted added security. Rumour has it that we don't even know all of the security that was added, so those wars are potentially possible. That's brilliant. The computers are left unlocked, so it could be used to steal sensitive information. Actually, that sounds accurate. Ignore me. The only purpose of this scene is to remind you that those two exist.
That Group Captain Tenant James of the RAF, Alistair, Deputy Secretary for the Scottish Parliament.
Where do those two fit into the plan?
You will speak to the nations of the world.
Dramatic much? You can see the actor's shoes underneath the Thane's feet.
You saved my life.
Not really, he broke a chair and didn't really do anything else.
You head off. Inform control I have 1 or 2 things that still need doing. I haven't quite finished with Mrs. Tyler yet.
No one finds this odd?
All the family except Sick Foch. He's found a hunt of his own.
That's not a good thing. All hands on deck.
What was his name?
Indra Ganesh.
This one, the secretary or whatever he was called.
I don't know. I talked to him. I bought him a cup of coffee. I never asked his name.
First of all, Harriet and Doctor were dicks to Indra. Secondly, I feel this is supposed to be a dig at the audience if they don't remember his name. That's not okay. And finally, he was wearing an ID badge. Assumably that has his name on it, if it's an ID badge.
Excuse me, people are dead. This is not the time for making jokes.
Either Harriet should work for Whovian Sins, or she would really hate us.
That lot of use I'm being now. The protocols are redundant.
Which you already knew because it's not your first time reading them.
It's the people who could help, and they're all dead downstairs.
Really? All of them? There was only 13 people that died. There must be someone else, like Unit HQ's number in there.
Codes and things. Can we just launch a nuclear bomb at them?
It would still need access to a computer or something which you don't have.
You're a very violent young woman.
I'm serious.
I wonder how many people Harriet made feel guilty about thinking that Rose was making a good point. Although actually, yeah, launching a nuke into the middle of London is really not something she should think. That would kill millions, including all of her friends and family.
Exactly, given our past record, and I voted against that, thank you very much.
She protests way too much there.
Then we can phone for help, you must have contacts.
Dead downstairs, yeah.
No, he didn't know a single one of those people downstairs personally, and 13 people died. He still has contacts at units and other places. At the very least, he should have Unit HQ's number, and they have contacts including Brigadier, Sarah Jane, Joe Grant, and many, 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 many more.
Tell your stupid boyfriend we're busy.
Yeah, he's not so stupid after all.
Taking a picture is not a sign of intelligence. And I wish to point out that actually it was a sign of stupidity that he took a picture, as I pointed out earlier.
It's asking for the password. Buffalo, 2 F's, 1 L.
That's the normal spelling of the word buffalo. And a really unsecure password as well.
Password again. Just repeat it every time.
So the super unsecure password is the password for everything. No wonder our data isn't safe. No, you haven't. This is the first time you've spoken to each other since you saw the TARDIS.
Is my daughter safe?
At this very moment in time, your daughter is trapped in a building with killer aliens who are trying to destroy the world. Does that sound safe to you?
Go and see who that is.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, go and tell them that.
Mickey the idiot indeed. First of all, when hiding from killer aliens, you don't answer the door full stop. Second of all, it is acceptable to ignore the door at 3 in the morning. If someone comes to my house at 3 in the morning, the best they're going to get is me shouting for them to piss off.
The pig technology.
It seems doubtful she would know about the pig technology at all. She wasn't there when it was happening, and it's kind of irrelevant once they find the Slovene, which is when they all met up. But assuming that I'm wrong with that, it seems a bit odd that Harriet's the one that comes up with that particular point.
Slipstream engine?
First we hear about this. We saw the Slovene smashing through doors as if it was nothing earlier on, so why is it slowly cutting away at the door this time? Here it comes! The mama of all cinnable scenes!
Wait a minute. Did you notice? When they fart, if you'll pardon the word, it doesn't just smell like a fart. If you'll pardon the word, it's something else. What is it? It's more like, bad breath. That's it.
Here we go! Number 1. Harriet Jones does not give a chance to refuse pardoning of the word, making the manners moot when she does it again. 2. She's wasting time with manners when Rose's mum is seconds from death. 3. Words like damn and hell apparently are fine in casual conversation without having to get the word pardoned, but fart in the middle of a crisis is bad. 4. Rose has never smelt a Slovene fart, so she shouldn't know what they smell like. 5. Really? The smell of the fart is a plot point. 6. The smell of the fart really narrows it down. I'm calling bullshit. 7. If you really wanted to have the fart as a plot point, there is way better ways to do it. I mean, the matter compressor should narrow it down more than the fart. 8. She really can't think of anything better than the smell of a fart. When they are green is a point they can use. There are so many points that should be a lot better, like, oh, I don't know, they have claws, they're really tall. They would all be more relevant, normally, than the smell of the fart. Number 9! She spent way too many words on this simple point. I mean, even ignoring all that I've already said, like that if you pardon my words and all that lot, all she needs to say is the fart smells weird. 10. Although calcium decay is a cause of bad breath, it is not the only cause of bad breath. And 11. Just purely because they've gotten 10 cloisters in one sentence, that deserves an extra cloister for how awful it is.
Yes, that narrows it down to one planet, Raxicorico-Falabatorius! Oh, yeah, great, we could write him a letter.
Don't be silly, Mickey. Email's way better. It's been a year. She doesn't know his kitchen anymore. Also, that cupboard only has 2 shelves. There is no middle shelf. When the Slovene first explodes, it's pure liquid, yet when it hits Mickey and Jackie, it's all spaghetti-like. That fart means that the only description I can think of to describe that is explosive sharting. This episode has made me say explosive sharting on the internet. And even getting past the thoughts of explosive sharting, that is still disgusting. So you're saying that the next few hours that your plan takes to formulate, no one's gonna find a penny on the floor, or fall in love, or win on a scratch card, or any sort of luck?
Massive weapons of destruction. Capable of being deployed within 45 seconds.
How do they know it can be deployed within 45 seconds? Seems like an odd thing to have found out. That's probably the most unbelievable part of this unbelievable story, is the fact that technicians from Earth are able to scramble alien weapons that they know nothing about. Last time? What last time? In 2006, the population of the Earth was just over 6.5 billion, not 5. Also, why have they not killed the Doctor yet? Why are they still smoking? It's been nearly 24 hours.
The streets are deserted. Everyone's home, just waiting.
Bear in mind, this is 2005, so before the major rise of the internet stuff like Facebook knowing the news instantly, some people would have missed the memo, bearing in mind they were probably asleep when the announcement was made.
England has provided them with absolute proof that the massive weapons of destruction do exist.
There can be no such thing as absolute proof. It's all a lie, and other countries have satellites to look up there. All they need to do is just tilt them and say, oh, look, nothing over England.
The telephone is actually red.
Why are they getting excited about the colour of the phone? I mean, yes, as somebody who grew up in England, it is quite an amusing touch, but as somebody who didn't grow up in England, they shouldn't care. In order to count down, you would need to know how long it's going to be.
There's always been a way out.
The Doctor's plan does not include leaving that room.
I can't guarantee your daughter will be safe.
Actually, his plan includes killing her, not just not guaranteeing safety.
Do it.
You don't even know what it is, you just let me.
I know it's been an intense couple of days that they've spent together and built up a lot of trust, but still, after a couple of days together, there should not be that much trust there.
Victory should be naked.
They really want to ram the nakedness down our throat this much. Also, is this the Raxicorico-Falabatorians version of a striptease then?
Use the Buffalo password, it overrides everything.
Really? The one unsecure password for everything, even gets the missiles, is Buffalo spelt correctly. Really?
Here it is, HMS Torian Trafalgar class submarine 10 miles.
Ho ho, big mistake, Doctor Who, saying the word Trafalgar class submarine.
We don't need it, all we need is an ordinary missile. What's the first category?
Sub-harpoon.
For their plan, they're going to fire a ballistic missile. However, the Trafalgar-class submarines don't have any ballistic missiles on them. The Polaris is a ballistic missile, and has no place on a Trafalgar-class sub. Same goes for the Trident. A Trafalgar-class submarine only has 5 firing tubes, not 8. The UMG-84 Harpoon is an anti-ship missile and does not go through the air, but that is the one they select. So ultimately speaking, their plan is to hack into a ship that doesn't have any air missiles and send one that can only be fired through the water from a tube that doesn't exist and hope it hits Downing Street. That is a really, really bad plan. Also, just noticed, it's been about either 4 or 5 hours since the explosive shot, pretty sure it's 5, and Mickey and Jackie have yet to wash the gunk off themselves. I really wish they hadn't said Trafalgar class submarine, because then I wouldn't realise how many thousand things were wrong with this scene.
It's like what they said about earthquakes. You can survive them by standing under a door frame now.
Although that's reasonable logic, an earthquake doesn't have an explosion, and that's what's going to kill him.
The council says yes.
She seems surprised by the verdict, but assuming that they believe everything they've said, that's actually kind of obvious. Did you know this episode is banned on Mexicocefaloptorius for having too much nudity? Not going to close the door? That's the only smidgen of protection you're going to get against explosive force.
Harriet Jones, MP Flydale North. I want you to contact the US.
I think, just a small inkling, no idea why I think this, but I think Harriet Jones might be the MP for Flydale North for some reason.
Taking all the credit. Should be you on there. My daughter saved the world.
Actually, Rose didn't really do anything this episode. Mickey deserves the credit for actually doing the work, Doctor deserves the credit for saying what to do. Heck, you could even argue that Harriet deserves some credit for the whole, on behalf of the people, elected by the people, I tell you to do the plan. Rose, other than having the mobile phone, and knowing Mickey, did nothing.
He's good in a crisis, I'll give him that. Now the world has changed. You're saying nice things about him.
That was hardly nice, it was just about stating a fact.
What does he eat? How do you mean? I was going to do shepherd's pie. All of us. Proper sit down. 'Cause I'm ready to listen. I want to learn about you and him and that life you lead. Only I don't know, he's an alien. For all I know, he eats grass and safety pins and things.
That was almost an intelligent observation until she said safety pins.
My mother's cooking.
Good. Put her on a slow eat and let her simmer.
Damn it, 9! I almost got the full episode without moving a sin for your sass, but that was just bloody fantastic. One of the best lines of the entire bloody series. You can see the inside of the wooden box TARDIS. So, bonus round time. Okay, the first one is very much this episode. To be honest, I never even realised it before, but it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. There's just so many stupid things about the plans. The plan should not have worked. It's just ridiculous. So, I'm afraid I'm going to have to add one close to back on. Second point would probably be a plus one, actually. I think that they managed the two-parter very well. Maybe the theme of the Slovene and all that lot might not be right, but it was a good balance, and it was well used, the two-parter. Other than the fact they had to use illogical things, but it was a good used two-parter. Then, number 3, I think that I'm gonna have to... Actually, it's a neutral point. It's about Mickey and Jackie. They tended to try to improve the characters, and they did actually make interesting-ish characters. But the reason that that's not a plus is because they make the characters too erratic. In one scene, Mickey will be this awesome mega hero who's fighting off Slovene. In the next scene, he'll be an idiot. They need to figure out the characters and do character development a bit more and a bit more efficiently. So I'm going to do that as a neutral scene. So actually, the sim count is the same as it was when we started. So, the final character count is 123. And the fate for this episode? What else? Death by explosive shotting. You will like, share, and subscribe. Yay, one of my favourite episodes of all time. Dalek is on its way!